Oh, was
She's trying to get the screens and all that on.
technical difficulties.
Joseph needs to work.
It was in the system. You guys ready? Yes, sir. Call to order. We're going to have the invocation by Councilman Gilbo and the pledge by Councilman Tabor.
Let's bow our heads. Dear Lord, sometimes we just do not have the words, so I hope you can hear our hearts this evening. See the best in us as we deliberate. Give us the strength of your love, the wisdom of the wise to make fair, just decisions, that we do your will always for the citizens of Lafayette Parish and
Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman Gilbo, Councilman Tabor. All right. We welcome you to the Parish Council meeting. As presiding officer and chair, I would like to announce the following. This is a public hearing. To address the council on any item on this agenda, please fill out the speaker form to submit your information to the clerk prior to the call of the agenda item, or you will not be given the opportunity to speak. Staff assistance is available if needed. Items for submission to the council should be handed to Council Clerk Ms. Veronica Williams, seated to my left. When addressing the council, state your name and title for the official record. The 3-minute rule will be in effect. No debating or confrontational statements will be allowed. The front row to my left is for media only. Food and drinks are not allowed in the auditorium. Please silence all phones and electronic devices. Meeting procedures are by resolution and not by Robert's Rules of Order. All documents with reference to meetings can be found on the LCG website. And finally, the council encourages your involvement in boards or commission. If interested, call 337-291-8800. There will be a joint budget review meeting at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. on August the 4th, 2022 in the Council Auditorium at 705 West University Avenue, Lafayette, Louisiana, 70506. There will be a public hearing for citizens' input on the budget at a special joint council meeting at 5:15 p.m. on Tuesday, August 16, 2022, in the Council Auditorium at 705 West University Avenue, Lafayette, Louisiana, 70506. I would like to wish a happy birthday to Ronald Clark, Lafayette Police Department Council Meeting Security, which he will celebrate on August the 11th. At this particular time, I do not have any chair announcements. Any council announcements? Seeing none. Executive Mayor President's report. Hold on. What's he in? Okay. Okay, go ahead on.
Good afternoon, everyone. We do present the budget to actual comparison of major parish funds for June 2022. If you have any questions, Director Lori Toops is here to respond. Also, I'd like to go a little bit off script and acknowledge that Lafayette Consolidated Government's animal shelter received a prestigious award over the weekend at the Louisiana Municipal Conference. So if you'd give me just a minute, I would invite Robert Benoit to come up and talk a little bit about the animal shelter and the no-kill initiative that we've been very graciously blessed off by all of our council members, and we're really grateful for the support that we've received. So Robert, if you'd just come up and just give a quick little bite about the animal shelter, the no-kill initiative, and then if you'd indulge us, we'd love to be able to take a picture with the plaque that we.
Yeah, the No-Kill Initiative began in
Excuse me, sir.
I'm sorry, Robert Benoit.
Thank you very much.
The No-Kill Initiative began in 2015 when Joel Robideau was running for mayor. That was one of his main campaign platforms, and it really caught fire with the voters. And he and his wife were big animal lovers. So following that, in his second year in office, we hired Shelley Delahousie to take over the animal shelter, and that's when a dramatic rise in live outcome began. In March of 19, the first month we reached no-kill, Mayor Robideau said, I'm ready to move forward to get the rest of the money to build a new shelter. He didn't want to build a shelter when we were euthanizing 3,000 animals a year, like before he took office. So we went to the City Parish Council. They unanimously approved an additional $3.8 million to build the current $8.8 million state-of-the-art facility we have today. The accolades, also go to City Council for funding that. The shelter opened in May of 21. Also, at the end of 21, and this was part of the award as well, Best Friends Animal Society chose our shelter to participate in a collaborative program dealing with other animal welfare people across the state. We're currently working with Sabine and Vernon Parish and got them on the move to get to no-kill as well as working with some other parishes. We should all be very proud that Lafayette is paving the way for the entire state to save more animal lives, and I appreciate your time. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to address them. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can we pose with the plaque?
Oh. Shit, I look good standing up, sitting down. They didn't get the memo.
I've always got the same tennis shoes on.
No, I got some Nike. I got some BC.
Okay.
Before Christ.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for allowing me that gratitude, and I will conclude our report. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that report. Ordinance for final adoption. This is a public hearing, and speaker sheets are available for anyone wishing to address the council. The 3-minute rule does apply. Ms. Cindy, could you please read for me?
Parish Ordinance 39, 2022, in order to the Lafayette Parish Council adjusting the manning tables of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government due to a promotion from Administrative Coordinator 2 to Administrative Coordinator 3 within the Register of Voters Division.
I need a motion and a second. So moved by Councilman Carlson, second by Councilman Tabor. Any council discussions? Ms. Williams, any public comments?
No, sir.
Call for vote.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved. Parish Ordinance 40, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette Parish Council amending and adjusting the fiscal year 21-22 operating budget and manning tables of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by authorizing the use of existing funds in the amount of $1,096.03 within the Office of the Chief Administrative Officer, Juvenile Detention Division, to adjust the hourly rate of one juvenile detention operations manager position up to the rate that is recommended by civil service.
Got a motion by Councilman Gilbo, second by Councilman Carlson. Any council discussion? Seeing none. Ms. Williams, any public comment?
No, sir.
Call for vote.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1.
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved. Parish Ordinance 41, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to enter into an intergovernmental agreement between the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government and the City of Youngsville concerning the surface improvements to Bonan Road project.
Need a motion.
So moved.
I knew you would. Moved by Councilman Carlson, second by Councilman Tabor. Any council discussion? Seeing none. Any public comments?
No, sir.
Call for vote.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2. The motion to adopt is approved. Parish Ordinance 42, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette Parish Council amending the fiscal year 21-22 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by adjusting the manning tables and increasing the hourly pay rate of one labor foreman, one position within the Drainage Department, and increasing the use of prior year fund balance in Fund 261.
Need a motion? Moved by Councilman Tabor. Second by Councilman Gilbo. No, Councilman Nakane, you have the floor, sir.
Yeah, Ms. Laurie, or Cedric, can somebody give me the rundown on why we increasing the hourly rate for a labor foreman? One, is that because of a year he hit or she hit in year, or is it a promotion, or why are we increasing that, I guess is my question.
The applicant chosen to fill the vacant labor one foreman position, it was their rating experience and their system knowledge was rated higher by the civil service testing, and so that it rated them higher than what was budgeted.
Okay, so that's a new hire?
It is a new hire. Yes, it's a newer hire, yes. And so they accepted the position at the lower rate, but they were rated at a higher amount.
How often does that happen within the government, that people accept the job for what it is and the civil service bumps it up?
We're doing, it's a fairly new, this is a fairly, I'm not sure if this is no, I'm sorry, pardon me. I can't say for sure, but this is not the first time that we've had these kind of operations come before us. We started doing these new market rate studies, so internal and external market rates, but this is not the case of this. So we generally budget at midpoint, and it's not uncommon that somebody will be rated at a higher level of experience than what's budgeted. So we've got, when you go into our civil service tables and you look at low, mid, and high range point, we do typically budget at mid-range, and sometimes people do come in at a higher rate. And so this is the circumstances
Gotcha.
for the previous person, yeah. And as Lori reminded me too, sometimes we've got a person who doesn't even hit the midpoint, they're at the lower point, and that becomes the new budget level. So it's just that this new person coming in at the labor foreman one position rated higher for system knowledge and experience than either the previous person or was budgeted, or both.
So what does the labor foreman one do? Is that ditch, coolie cleaning? What does that particular title do? Is Brian or somebody?
No, he's not here.
Okay.
I could look it up for you, but
Well,
it's a
I guess-
foreman position, so
Right.
it's not a laborer position, so it is a supervisor position. So this particular position is currently budgeted at $12.48.
Okay, and what
And
we're
it's
going
being
to?
recommended to go to $14.02. So it's about a $1.50 an hour raise.
Does that position get affected with any 2% that we just approved?
No,
So that person is not eligible for the 2% that everyone else had gotten that we approved?
nope,
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you.
yeah.
Okay. Any public comments?
No, sir.
Call for vote.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3.
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved.
Joint ordinance for final adoption. This is a public hearing, and speaker sheets are available for anyone wishing to address the council. The 3-minute rule does apply. Ms. Cindy, could you please read for us?
Joint Ordinance 46, 2022, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council, authorizing the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government to sell at public internet auction surplus vehicles, equipment, and other miscellaneous movable property which are no longer needed for public purposes as per the attached list internet auction.
Need a motion?
Second.
So moved by Councilman Tabor, second by Councilman Carlson. I see no council discussion. Any public comments?
No, sir.
Call for vote.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4.
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved. Joint Ordinance 55, 2022, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council authorizing the acquisition of the immovable property to be donated to Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by Chevron USA.
I need a motion. Moved by Councilman Tabor, second by Councilman, what's your name down there again? Nakane. No council discussions. Any public comments?
No, sir.
Call for vote.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved. Joint Ordinance 56, 2022, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council amending the fiscal year 21-22 operating and capital budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing reimbursement revenues from State of Louisiana Facility Planning and Control for Hyman Park Improvements Planning and Construction Project Number 50-J28-19-02 in the amount of $1 million and accounting for the required match of $250,000 and appropriating within the Park Department for said project.
I need a motion. So moved by Councilman Carlson, second by Councilman Gilbo. Councilman Nakane.
Hey, Laurie or Sid, I know it's a joint ordinance. So what is the parish putting in out of this project right here?
Nothing. However,
But why we have to have it as a?
because in the capital outlay dollars, the HB2 awards the funding to the parish, because the parish is the applicant to facilities planning and control.
Okay.
And so the dollars are committed from the city for the match, but the parish is technically the applicant and the recipient.
Okay.
So it's a joint ordinance.
So we apply for, okay, I got you. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any public comments?
No, sir.
Call for vote.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1.
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved. Joint Ordinance 57, 2022, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to enter into an intergovernmental agreement between the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government and the City of Broussard concerning surface improvements to La Nouvelle Road project.
I need a motion. So moved by Councilman Carlson, second by Councilman Gilbo. Seeing no council discussion, any public comments?
No, sir.
Call for vote.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2. The motion to adopt is approved. Joint Ordinance 58, 2022, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council providing for the abandonment of a portion of a 10-foot utility servitude along the rear lots of 285 and 286 of Riverside Drive subdivision located at 605 Cambridge Drive.
Need a motion.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Gilbo, second by Councilman Tabor. Any council discussion? Seeing none. Any public comments?
No, sir.
Call for vote.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2, District 3.
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved.
Announcements on vacancies on boards and commission. Ms. Sidney, could you please read?
A vacancy will exist on the Lafayette Animal Care Center Advisory Board for a 3-year term effective September 1st, 2022. Individuals wishing to submit a resume for the above volunteer vacancy must be a registered voter and a resident of Lafayette Parish. Yearly ethics training for all appointees is required as is financial disclosure under certain circumstances. Resumes are to be forwarded to Veronica L. Williams, Clerk of the Council, P.O. Box 4017-C, Lafayette, Louisiana 70502, or email to bclafayette@lafayettela.gov no later than noon Tuesday, August 16th, 2022, with appointments to be made at the September 6th, 2022 regular meeting of the Lafayette Parish Council. Resume submissions are public record.
Consider appointments by the council as a whole to board and commission. Ms. Cindy, could you please read the appointment?
Appointment to the Lafayette Parish Waterworks District South Board for a 5-year term effective August 1st, 2022.
The resume received for consideration is from Ty Guidry. Ty Guidry is the incumbent. Do we have any nominations? Mr. Nakane?
I'd like to nominate Todd Guidry.
We have Ty Guidry. Any other nominations? Seeing none. Any council discussion? Ms. Williams, any public comments?
No, sir.
Call for vote.
District 5,
Mr. Guidry.
District 1, District 2, District 3,
Guidry.
District 4. Todd Guidry is appointed.
Introductory ordinance. I need a motion and a second to introduce items 16 and 17 into global. So moved by Councilman Tabor. Second by Councilman Gilbo. Ms. Cindy, could you please read?
Parish Ordinance 43, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to enter into an intergovernmental agreement between the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government and the City of Broussard concerning assistance with various maintenance issues. Parish Ordinance 44, 2022, an ordinance of the Lafayette Parish Council amending the fiscal year 21-22 capital budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by decreasing council reserves in Fund 651 American Rescue Plan 21 Parish Fund in the amount of $2 million and appropriating within the Community Development and Planning Department for disbursement to Milton Water System.
Any council discussion? Seeing none, Ms. Williams, any public comments? Call for vote from council introducing items 16 and 17 in global.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
The motion to introduce items 16 and 17 is approved.
Joint introductory ordinance. I need a motion and a second to introduce items 19 and 20 into global. So moved by Councilman Gilbo, second by Councilman Carlson. Ms. Cindy, could you please do the honor and read for us?
Joint Ordinance 59, 2022, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to amend the intergovernmental agreement between Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government and the Acadiana Planning Commission to extend the agreement with respect to the use of a portion of the Rosa Parks Transportation Center. Joint Ordinance 60, 2022, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council amending the fiscal year 21-22 operating budget and adjusting manning tables of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing the use of prior year Fund 101 fund balance by $1,637 and increasing the use of prior year Fund 105 fund balance by $617 to implement an increase in the salary of the elected judges of the City Court of Lafayette, Louisiana, to correspond with a statewide judicial salary increase.
Any council discussion? Seeing none. Any public comments?
No, sir.
Call for vote from council to introduce items 19 and 20 in global.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1.
Yes.
The motion to introduce items 19 and 20 is approved.
Comments from the public. Comments from the public on any other items not on an agenda. This is the time to speak about topics that are not included as agenda items. Topics should be related to the parish of Lafayette and are within the legislative power of the parish council. No debating or confrontational statements will be allowed. For efficiency and to allow other citizens to the opportunity to speak, the 3-minute rule will be in effect. Once the 3-minute timer starts, you are asked to continue your comments to complete to completion, as the intent is not to have a question and answer session. And should you have questions, please submit them in writing to the clerk of the council for response by the administration and/or the appropriate LCG officials. Okay. Before we have any comments, I already know what the public wants to talk about. So, to put a little light on the situation and what's going on, the first thing that I want to say is substance abuse and mental illness is a serious thing. Okay? We do not take that very lightly. So on that note, I would like for us to continue to pray for our mayor president, who's dealing with both of these at this particular time, and anybody else within our community and family who's suffering from any type of substance abuse or any type of illness at this particular time. Moving forward, when our mayor president admitted himself to a rehab center, we as the council, myself, when I say we tonight, while I'm talking, I'm referring to myself and City Council Chairman Nanette Cook, because we are the ones who has to make the decisions on what's going on. When that came across our board, we interpreted the charter to the best of our ability, and we decided that we were going to follow the charter and wait 48 hours to make any type of decision on what we would do. Within those 48 hours, we received notice from our mayor president saying that he is still available. In the charter, there's one word that says unavailable. That is being defined, and I'll get to that in a little bit. So myself and Councilman Cook decided to look into it and see what we can do and try to determine if we were interpreting it properly or they were interpreting it properly. While doing that, we also received notice that if we violated what was going on, we would be fined and or put in jail. Some people said that's not possible. I tell you the truth, I'm not a gambling person. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to gamble with my livelihood, my family's livelihood, and if I'm in jail, I cannot do nothing for my constituents. So we decided, once again when I say we, we decided that we would stand down and see what happens. In the meantime, we were asking a lot of questions because we was trying to find clarity. Our legal team suggested that we hold up and see what's going on. We decided that we was going to try to hold up, and we were still asking many questions. The mayor president decided he was going, and his legal team, the executive board, executive directors, sent a letter to the attorney general and asked them to define unavailability. We as a council got together and decided that we were going to put an attachment to that letter to go more in detail of what exactly was transpiring and the situation. And we sent that letter on today. People have asked me, did I talk to the mayor president? Yes, I did. And my conversation was basically for his well-being. They asked, have I talked to him since? And I've said no. I have not tried to reach out to him. I do not know where he is. I do not know his status of his well-being. They said, why haven't you reached out to him? To be honest with you, if he wasn't in the rehab, I probably would not have reached out to him. Unless there was something that was pertinent and that, for us to discuss. Some type of major catastrophe or something of such. So I did not try to reach out to him since our initial conversation. Moving forward, we want to do what's right for our families and our community, and most of all, for the well-being of the mayor president. That's another reason why I did not reach out to him, because I think he needs to concentrate on doing what's best for him to come back and be strong to represent our parish and city once again. So that's another reason why I didn't go out there and try to reach out to him. Moving forward, we will wait on the Attorney General's recommendation, and once he gives us his recommendation, we will move forward in the direction that's best for the parish of Lafayette as a whole. The reason I'm saying this, because I know that's why a lot of you guys are here today, and I wanted to try to answer the questions prior to you coming up here and having your discussion. So, Ms. Veronica, any public comments?
Yes, sir. We do have 7 speakers signed in today, the first of which is Kerry Williams, followed by Lynette Mejia.
I'm sorry, sir. Thank you.
Good evening.
State your name and your title for the
My
record,
name is
sir.
Minister Kerry Williams, and I am a minister for this community of Lafayette, Louisiana. I have been here in Lafayette for a very long time. I have traveled around Lafayette, watched Lafayette grow. It says in the charter, you're correct, Councilman. It says that. It says that in the charter also. But also it says in the charter that he's absent. And the people of Lafayette deserves a leader until he gets better. And I'm not standing down and care who threaten me all they want. I'm called by God, and the people have spoken, and it's fair for the people to get somebody appointed from the city council to sit there until the mayor gets better. No ifs, buts about it. And it's fair because it says in the charter. And I don't know what's going on, don't really care, but the people needs a leader and someone to sit there until he gets better. The people deserve answers. The people deserve leader. And this is going on too far. It has been 48 hours. I see it in the charter. It's been 48 hours. And yes, we do need somebody to sit there until he gets better. 48 hours has came. 48 hours came, and we still have not done nothing. The people deserve answers. The people deserve what's right. We elected y'all to do what's right, and we ask you tonight to do what's right. Or when it comes to election time, then we'll elect you out there. Simple as that. That's my comments. Let's do it right, or let's get voted out. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Lynette Mejia, followed by Pablo Mejia. And I apologize if I'm saying your name incorrect. Oh, okay, I'm correct.
My name is Lynette Mejia, and I am a resident of District 1 and a library supporter. Today, I'd like to once again speak with you about the Lafayette Public Library Board of Control. Last week, Board President Robert Judge took the unprecedented step of attempting to fire Kerry Chance, a librarian beloved by the community and the manager at the North Regional Library in Carencro. I say unprecedented because never before in the history of LPL has the board taken such a step. He did so without the consent of her direct supervisor, who had sent an email asking the board not to take action on her employment. He did so while completely disregarding both due process and LCG civil service procedures. He did so without even informing Kara of the charges against her until she was in the room sitting before the board with no time to prepare a defense. Even his own fellow board members felt it represented, and I quote, a dangerous precedent. And what was this egregious crime for which she needed to be hauled before the board in such a manner? It was a teen romance book display. That's it. The display had 3 sides, one side for books made into movies, one with hetero romance, and one with LGBTQ romance books. For that, Robert Judge decided she had committed willful insubordination. Now, before you say, oh, but there's a ban on LGBTQ book displays, that is incorrect. I have the display guidelines right here if you'd like to read them. The guidelines say no displays related to identity months. It says nothing about LGBTQ materials. In fact, one of the guidelines says, quote, when possible, staff should fill the displays with materials that are inclusive and diverse, with representations of different genders, races, orientations, etc. So according to Director Ghislaine's guidelines, Ms. Chance's display was not only not insubordination, it was appropriate and perfectly followed the guidelines she had been given by her supervisor, the exact opposite of insubordination. Robert Judge does not have the best interests of the Lafayette Public Library at heart. He continues to sow confusion, embarrassment, and needless contention in our library system. In addition, please pay attention to how many librarians are leaving and how many are speaking out at Board of Control meetings. This board, with Mr. Judge at the helm, is sowing a culture of fear and intimidation among library employees, one he intends to perpetuate with the firing of Ms. Chance. It has turned our library, which only 2 years ago won an award as best in the state, into a shadow of its former self. As the appointer of library board members, you have the power to change this. I respectfully ask 2 things. 1, please devise a procedure for the removal of board members and remove Robert Judge from the Board of Control immediately. 2nd, please choose appointees for the Board of Control who actually care about the library and understand their job. I don't care if they're Republicans or Democrats, as long as they uphold the principles of free speech, inclusion, and representation. Personal vendettas have no place in a public library board.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next speaker, Pablo Mejia, followed by Mary Lib Garcia.
My name is Pablo Mejia, and I'm a resident of Lafayette, a veteran, and a library supporter. At the last Library Board of Control meeting, Board President Robert Judge attempted to fire North Regional Library Manager Kerry Chance. The process almost certainly violated multiple laws and policies, including those related to open meetings, civil service employees, and human resources. The purported basis for this action was insubordination, specifically violation of library policy on book displays. However, examination of the library policy obtained via public records request and the display clearly showed that change to be patently false and defamatory. Thus, the public is left with the question, what is the actual motive here? Kerry Chance is an excellent library manager, respected and valued by her peers, employees, and the community. This was unquestioned and evidenced by the overwhelming participation and public testimony given at the Board of Control meeting. There is ample record of this in the meeting records and media coverage. Mrs. Chance's supervisor, Library Director Danny Ghislaine, wrote the board and asked them to take no action on this matter, a matter on which the library director, as author of the library's book display policy, and Mrs. Chance's supervisor, is unquestionably more qualified to judge. Board President Robert failed to disclose this information, presumably since it didn't support his insubordination narrative. Again, what is the motive here? The evidence shows that it isn't what was alleged. We know it was about the book display, So what about it triggered Mr. Judge's unrighteous wrath and caused him to attempt to deprive a respected librarian of her livelihood and our community of her services? The only answer we are left with is Mr. Judge's personal objection to the content of some of the materials on display, in accordance with the library's book display policy. Everyone is entitled to their personal opinions, but Mr. Judge's personal opinions, and particularly his personal religious opinions, are not library policy. This council continues to appoint Library Board of Control members who are objectively less qualified than other applicants, based on what an outside observer can only attribute to a religious test. I'd ask you to remember that you serve the citizens of this parish, citizens that have different personal opinions and religions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker, Mary Lib Garcia, followed by M. Christian Green.
Good evening. My name is Mary Lib Garcia. I'm a library supporter, and I concur with everything with the two speakers that went before me. I attend all of the library meetings regularly and try to be positive and constructive in my comments, but what they're saying is true, and I can tell you that firsthand. What I'm here tonight to say and to ask is to talk about the firestorm that has been created by the dysfunction on our Lafayette Public Library Board of Control. This is unwanted attention, both locally, on the state level, and at the national level. When you have major media organizations such as USA Today, Newsweek, and any number of other organizations throughout the country that are picking up this story, there has to be a problem. What this does is that it does not encourage the current members of the board to continue to stay, which is why there is now a new appointment for you, the fifth in about 2 years. People don't want to serve on boards where there is this much controversy and dissension. And that's unfortunate because it's a volunteer position. It's not paid, as you know. The fact that the Lafayette Public Library in just 2020 was named the outstanding library in the state means that there is a problem. What the problem is, I think, is the membership of the board, some of the members of which you have appointed. My question is, how did things get off track? And what needs to be done to change this, to improve it? Frankly, we should have at library meetings as the few people that we have here. Instead, the room is packed. That's not normal. You don't have that kind of participation from the public unless there is a keenly important item to address or there is great disagreement. I would ask that you appoint people who are committed to the institution they serve, whose only desire is to serve the entire community, not just a segment of the community, while providing and maintaining the responsibilities that they serve. There's no place at the library for partisanship. If someone is interested in achieving changes of that kind, there's a political process and they should take it. I ask you, when you make your next appointment, to please consider the conflict that's happened. You meant well, but it's not working, so we need to do something different, and my suggestion would be to appoint someone that is going to calm things down, that brings experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next speaker, M. Christian Green, followed by Narika Ross.
Yes, thank you. My name is M. Christian Green, and my remarks today are made purely on my own personal initiative, not representing any organization of which I'm a member. And with gratitude for Chairman Ruman's remarks, I'm going to do something today that people are always telling me not to do. That is to make a comparison between Louisiana and another state. While I'm a resident of District 4, I'm a licensed attorney in the state of Illinois. Every other year, when we must file for continuing legal education credit, we must indicate that we have completed 6 hours of professional responsibility and ethics training. In recent years, there's been an additional requirement that at least 1 hour of the training be in the area of mental health and wellness, with a focus on substance abuse and professional impairment. The requirement is there to address the longstanding and well-known reality that the legal profession has a much higher rate of substance abuse, anxiety, depression, and even suicide than the general population. These mental health and wellness issues can be deadly. For this reason, the Illinois State Bar takes mental illness and impaired lawyering very seriously. The Lawyer Assistance Program, LAP, in Illinois provides confidential access to counseling services with a view to helping attorneys overcome their impairment and practice the profession to their fullest potential. With this in mind, I am calling on Mayor President Josh Guillory to resign his office and for the parish and city councils to appoint an interim mayor president until such time as a special election can be held. I do not have personal experience with rehabilitation programs, but the idea that Mayor President Guillory will fully overcome his impairment in just 21 days, 14 days from now, when he is purported to be governing the city and parish from a rehab facility, seems unlikely to me. My understanding is that rehabilitation programs are very intensive and require the patient's full attention. This is just not going to happen under the current circumstances. It reminds me of how Mr. Guillory seemed unclear upon taking office that he would have to give up his law practice because the mayor presidency is a full-time job. I say this with a heavy heart, even though I did not vote for Mr. Guillory. Substance abuse and impaired lawyering are serious issues. Add possible PTSD from combat to the mix, and the situation is grave indeed. Much of the focus so far, rightly, has been on encouraging Mr. Guillory to get the help that he needs, but we must be concerned for our own needs as a city and parish. We deserve a fully functioning government that addresses our needs and engages in rational policies in the interest of our community. Without speculating too far, it seems that some of the erratic behavior that we've seen from the Guillory administration may reflect impairment from the top. I call upon Mayor President Guillory to reflect upon his status as a public servant and make a decision that serves himself, his family, and his community by resigning from office. Having an impaired, less than full-time mayor president is not good, not safe, and not in the best interests of Mr. Guillory himself or the community as a whole.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Norika Ross, followed by the final speaker, Clarice Gallegos. And just before you start her time, she signed 2 cords, but you have 3 minutes, and you could speak to both subject matters.
So once again, I'm Ms. Ross, proud Army veteran and resident of the North Side. And I want to applaud Ms. Lynette and everyone else who came today to make you all aware the library is out of control. I was on the Northeast Library Exploratory Committee, and it was formed by Doug Palumbo. And library board members were on it, such as Robert Judge, Landon Boudreau, and James Thomas, along with other people, such as Elton Trahall and Ms. Lynette. And on that committee, it was to help with building community relations and selecting a location and various other things for a North Side library, north of Evangeline Thruway. And before the committee even finalized anything, Robert Judge single-handedly dissolved the committee without notifying anyone. Landon Boudreau, along with James Thomas, who are also board members who were in attendance at the meeting, were not aware Robert Judge would be doing that. Elton Trahall wasn't aware of it either. Myself wasn't aware of it. So how can someone form a committee, and before we even accomplish what the committee was formed for, was just dissolved without notifying anyone? That's absurd. And he would cancel meetings. Several times I went to the main library and to discover the meetings were canceled. I would send out an email, hey, what's going on, where's the agenda? Only for Robert Judge to say, hey, I decided to cancel the meeting, without notifying anyone. I don't think that's appropriate. But my second issue is the work release program. I submitted a public records request, and I was
informed that the work release program was discontinued in December of 2019. I asked why. No one can provide me any information on why the work release program was discontinued. I spoke to several people who utilized that service and expressed how important that service was. It helped reduce recidivism. I was here at the previous meeting listening to you, Mr. Colson, and several others talk about our criminal justice system, how we need funding, how we need better jails, and so forth. So if you truly care, you should help me figure out why the work release program was discontinued. I spoke to Don Landry. He couldn't even provide me information on why the work release program was discontinued. I called the sheriff's department several times. I spoke to several people. No one can provide me an answer why the work release program was discontinued. So if you care about reducing recidivism, you would really help and make sure if it's funding, make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Final speaker, Clarice Gallegos. I'm sorry.
I think you might have destroyed that one.
Well, I'll help her out here. My name is Clarice Gallegos, and I am the founder and director of Focus Clubhouse. We assist adults living with mental illness. So as much as I appreciate your comment about how substance abuse and mental illness are near and dear to your heart, and you applaud the mayor president for checking himself in, I can reassure you that 21 days is not enough. It might be enough to detox him from alcohol and any other substances that he might have been using, but it's definitely not enough to help with any PTSD that he might be experiencing. Our clubhouse supports adults living with mental illness, not financially, although we do try as much as we do, which is the main reason why I'm standing in front of this, in front of y'all. Because in everything I've read about the budget from Lafayette Parish and Lafayette City Council, I have not seen one red cent being applied to mental illness and/or substance abuse. I'm running a clubhouse strictly on donations, and I'm trying to get state funding, and I'm being told by a senator that sits on the Appropriations Committee that I need to get local funding first. This is a major problem. I've applied for adjudicated property. That's in the process, going through its normal thing. I need a bigger building. I need to hire a staff. I have done everything I have accomplished with Focus Clubhouse by myself up until the 1st of June of this year, when I hired an assistant or a generalist staff person, and I'm not paying her a whopping salary. I guarantee you, I'm ashamed to even state what I am paying her, and it's simply because I don't have the funding. And it seems to me like, and I'm not trying to be ugly, that no one really cares or wants to discuss the mental illness problem that is apparent in Lafayette, Louisiana, and throughout our whole state. There are 715,000 adults diagnosed, which is the key word there, diagnosed with a mental illness. Imagine how many go undiagnosed that don't see a doctor or don't get an assessment done. You know, the north side and I'm staying on the north side. I'm at 904 General Mouton right now, and the property I'm applying for is at Taft and East Vermilion. So I want to be centrally located to the city and to the north side. I'm sorry.
Thank you for your time.
That was the final speaker, Mr. Chair.
You know, I'm going to speak to that because I feel you. I recently come back from NACO, which it was held in Aurora, Colorado, to to help with your situation. There's a mass lawsuit that's going on right now where monies will be trickling down on the local level to where we will be able to accommodate you with some monies, hopefully, in the near future. They're suing big pharmacies. I want to say it's CVS Pharmacy, Walmart Pharmacy, and maybe Walgreens Pharmacy. Don't quote me on Walgreens, but I know I'm saying correctly on the first two. I remember them specifically. That's some of the monies that's coming down through the AG, and then Biden has also recently put big monies into grants that will be able to help programs such as yours. It's not out there yet, but they're in the process of making that happen. That's hot off the press. Like last weekend, I got this information. So just keep pressing. I commend you what you're doing for the community in the north side of town, because of the fact that that's the area that was mostly talked about with the black and the brown peoples who don't have the resources to get the help that they need within the community, and they're being overlooked. So these monies will be trickling down soon, and we're going to try our best to make sure that you acquire some of this money to be able to do what you're doing. Thank you, ma'am.
I have one question. Can I ask you, would you be willing to meet with me one-on-one?
Yes, ma'am. Just give her your information, and we'll discuss that. Y'all good? All right. I adjourn the parish council meeting.